This is Top 30. Hi there, welcome to the show. I'm Kristen Smith. We have 30 stories in 30 minutes. Coming up, we're watching the royals, who did and didn't make the wedding guest list, why you might want to skip the hand dryer next time you use a public bathroom, and 5 years after the Boston Marathon bombing, survivors aren't letting their injuries hold them back. But we're going to start with some not so great news about gas prices. Expect to dig a little deeper into your wallet when you fill up this summer. A new report by the U.S. Energy Information Administration says the national average for gas prices will be $2.74 a gallon. That's 14% higher compared to last summer. Crude oil has doubled in price since hitting just $26 a barrel in 2016, which factors into the price hike. And it comes at the worst time for Americans. Summer is typically when demand for gasoline peaks across the country as families go on vacation. This year, summer travel is expected to increase by 1.3%. So if you're hitting the road, maybe budget in a little extra for that family trip. Now let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with Nicole Petalides. Nicole, Amazon has just released yet another feature that'll make our lives easier.
That's right, Kristen. It appears Amazon's Prime wardrobe is getting ready to launch, or at the very least expanding. It's been invite only since last year, but Prime shoppers are posting on social media saying they've been let in. This is the company's try before you buy shopping service, kind of like Stitch Fix and Trunk Club. Sears is closing down its last Chicago store. The city had called home for many decades. The retailer opened its first ever store in Chicago 93 years ago. It was quite an attraction, featuring a candy store and pet shop, along with items shoppers would expect to find in department stores today. Can't make up your mind about what car you want? Well, Mercedes-Benz is launching a subscription service in the U.S. that will let customers have access to different models as opposed to picking just one.
That's a pretty cool concept. How much does it cost?
Seems very cool. Prices haven't been announced, but other luxury car brands such as BMW and Porsche have similar programs, which range from $1,800 to $3,000 a month.
Okay, thanks, Nicole. Now we go to Danielle Knox from Fox 35 Orlando. She has what you need to know today. Danielle, I hear we should be calling Netflix Petflix.
Hi, Kristen. Well, I got to tell you, I love this story. Netflix says binge watching isn't just for humans. They have released a new survey that finds that many of us binge watch our favorite shows with our favorite furry friends. Turns out 74% of respondents have watched Netflix with their pet. 12% say they've changed the show because guess what? Their pet didn't appear to like it. Well, scrap the transition glasses. The FDA approving the first contact lenses that act like a pair of sunglasses. The lenses automatically darken when exposed to bright light, and then they go back to normal in darker conditions. They should be available very soon. Well, paper towels or hand dryers, I always opt for the dryers, but a new study finds those hand drying machines in bathrooms are constantly sucking up and blowing out bacteria. Those germs then land on your hands while you dry them, ruining the benefits of washing them in the first place. Now, researchers say paper towels spread far fewer germs, duly noted for me. And that's what you need to know. Kristen, let's go back to you now.
I didn't know all that. I think I'll stick to the paper towels next time. Thanks, Danielle. Barbra Streisand recently made headlines after she revealed 2 of her dogs were cloned from a dog that had recently died. Now there's a growing debate about how ethical the process is. Veterinarian Dr. Courtney Campbell is here to talk about this and give us more on the debate. This really happens?
Yeah, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel, but it's really happening. And what's even more interesting is that the demand for cloned pets is on the rise, even though it costs about $50,000, the number $50,000 to clone a puppy, and about half that for a cat. Here's how the process works. A vet will take a tissue sample, and they'll create what's called a cell line. They'll take that cell line and put it into an egg, and then put that egg into a surrogate dog. That surrogate dog, when they give birth to those puppies, they're basically clones of the original dog. So they're like identical twins separated in time.
Fascinating.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so there are 2 sides to every story.
Of course.
What's the debate here?
Listen, and the debate can be quite spirited because the people against it, the opponents say, listen, there are millions of dogs in shelters right now looking for forever homes, and we should love these pets that are here on the planet right now before using science to create more pets.
Okay. Okay, I understand that argument.
Of course, and now the proponents of cloning say vets now have another option to talk to pet parents when they are going through their emotionally difficult time.
I understand that as well.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, hence why this debate exists. Dr. Courtney, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Time now for a Royal Watch with the Sun. Let's check in with Arthur Edwards, the Sun's royal photographer for 40 years. He's in London. Good to see you, Arthur.
Yeah, great to be back.
I hear there's more news on invites for the royal wedding.
That's right. The people who are not coming are making the news. That's, of course, Donald Trump and his wife, former President Obama and Michelle, and, of course, our own Prime Minister, because Harry's decided that it's just going to be family and friends. And one interesting thing amongst Meghan's friends is the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and his wife, and apparently they are coming to the wedding. So we'll have one Prime Minister there.
So after they're married, do you know where Harry and Meghan will live?
For a start, they're going to live in the little cottage where they're living now, called Nottingham Cottage. It's a little kind of two-bedroom cottage, but of course, there's no room for staff. So I'm sure they're going to be looking for something much grander. They'll buy a big country house somewhere, or if not, the Queen will give them one.
I think it's so cute, though, just to think of royal newlyweds in their little cottage bungalow. And I don't know, in my head, it's very romantic.
Well, it's very romantic.
Thanks, Arthur. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And of course, we're looking forward to more royal news next week.
Well, I'm going to be giving it to you, don't worry.
All right, many of us own electronics with language warning us not to do our own repairs. Those warnings might be illegal. The Federal Trade Commission has sent letters to 6 companies that make cars, video game consoles, and cell phones. The government says those businesses are breaking a federal law by telling customers their product will be out of warranty if they use third-party services or parts to repair them. The agency didn't name the companies, but writers for Ars Technica say text in the FTC announcement exactly matches language used by Hyundai, Nintendo, and Sony. According to Fortune, Sony says PlayStation 4 warranties don't apply if the system has had, quote, the warranty seal altered, defaced, and removed. Warranty seals usually take the form of stickers on key components or screws that have to be removed to make repairs. Critics say the clauses are a way for companies to profit from repairs. The businesses have 30 days to pull the language from their websites and warranties. Okay, here's a question. Are you an early bird or a night owl? A new study says your answer can provide information about your mortality. According to the new study, night owls are more likely to have health issues and have an increased risk of dying. The research was published in the journal Chronobiology International. Scientists tracked almost 500,000 people for an average of 6.5 years. They asked them which category they most fit into. Definitely a morning person, more of a morning person, more of an evening person, or definitely an evening person. The scientists found the biggest health differences between definitely morning and definitely evening people. In fact, the night owls had a 10% increased risk of mortality. They were also more likely to have various health issues, including diabetes and psychological and respiratory disorders. The study says night owls should realize the health risks and be more vigilant about maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Top 30 will be right back. Welcome back. In a historic announcement, the Marine Corps will make Colonel Lorna Malik the first Black woman to serve as Brigadier General if confirmed. Malik currently serves as the Deputy Director of Operations, Plans, and Policies at the Washington, D.C. headquarters. Women make up just 8% of the Marine Corps. And 4th grader Tucker Steckman played hooky to go to the Chicago Cubs season opener, proudly holding a handmade sign that read, "Skipping school, shh. Don't tell Principal Verslewis." But no one had to snitch on him because he ran into his principal at the game. Wells Elementary School principal Pat Verslewis had called in sick to attend the game. So the two ended up having a laugh and even took this photo together. And it's the summer blockbuster everyone's looking forward to, Ocean's 8, with star power like Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Rihanna, and Sarah Paulson. The official trailer they just released looks so good.
Counting down. 3, 2, 1. Game on.
I personally can't wait to see this. Okay, now check out this gorilla at Busch Gardens in Florida. His name is Bolingo, and he's learned to mimic a series of tricks shown by his trainer, and he even nailed this handstand. And on Thursday, Khloe Kardashian gave birth to a baby girl in Cleveland, Ohio. This is the third Kardashian baby to be born in the past 3 months, with Khloe's big sis Kim welcoming baby Chicago Shy West in January, and little sister Kylie Jenner giving birth to Stormy Webster in February. Kim tweeted that she couldn't wait for their 2 daughters to grow up as best friends, just like they did. Many people on social media joked that their momager, Kris Jenner, somehow coordinated the pregnancies to boost the ratings of their TV show, but all the grandmother had to say is that she's blessed. Of course, the Kardashians built their empire on drama, and Khloe's pregnancy was no different. Days before Khloe gave birth, allegations swirled that her boyfriend, Cleveland Cavaliers player Tristan Thompson, cheated on her while she was pregnant. But no matter what happens, I'm sure all of our burning questions will be answered on the next season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. We'll be right back. In today's Hometown Stories from Fox 29 Philadelphia, every junior in Camden City Public Schools in New Jersey got to take the SAT for free on a school day in their own school. It's all part of the district's SAT School Day program, which was started to help increase access to the exam. The SAT is normally given on a Saturday and can cost $60 to register. Students in Camden also got to take free SAT prep courses during school hours to help them prepare for the test. And the program is getting results. Over the past 6 years, the graduation rate in Camden is up nearly 20%. In our second story from Fox 2 Detroit, the Detroit-based organization Hope Closet has provided free prom dresses and accessories to more than 4,000 young women in need. And recently, Comerica Bank donated $5,000 to the organization so it can keep up its good work well into the future.
This will ensure that we have dresses for all sizes, and we can do it for another 15 years.
In our final story from Fox 13 Tampa Bay, the Brandon Thunder All-Star cheerleading team recently won first place at the Spirit Cheerleading Championship in Winter Haven, Florida. But Coach Felnisha Williams, who started the 40-member team 2 years ago, says the girls get so much more out of the program than just trophies.
I just want to be that person to reach out to them and give them something successful to participate in.
And the confidence and smiles on the girls' faces is hard to beat. Welcome back. Renowned international human rights lawyer Amal Clooney recently sat for an interview with Vogue, and the May cover girl revealed some surprising new details about her relationship with her husband, who of course is George Clooney. She first met George at his house in Lake Como, Italy, and they talked late into the night. They then struck up a friendship over email, and George got pretty creative with his writing. Amal is a big emailer, as most lawyers are, and George courted her by sending her quirky emails that he wrote in the voice of his beloved late Cocker Spaniel named Einstein. While Einstein would claim to be trapped in various locations and in desperate need of legal help. George also has a unique tribute to Einstein, who, by the way, passed away last September at the couple's estate in England. A painting of Einstein dressed as a physics professor at a chalkboard. The power couple will next grace the red carpet when Amal puts down her legal files for a night and co-chairs the Met Gala in May. Now, Andrea Robinson from Fox 10 in Phoenix brings you this week's life hacks. Hey, Andrea, what do you have for us today?
Hey, Kristen. First up, the coffee filter. It's more than just for your morning coffee. You can use this to clean all of your electronic devices like a TV or a computer screen without having to put chemicals on it. So simply take the coffee filter and start cleaning away. Next up, you want cookies, but you only have a cake mix in the pantry. Easy, simple fix. Take the box cake mix, add a half a cup of oil and 2 eggs, mix away, dollop on a cookie sheet, bake, and voila, perfect baked cookies. Lastly, let's stick with the baking theme. Say you need powdered sugar for a recipe, but you only have regular granulated sugar. Easy fix. Take that sugar, put it in a blender, blend it until it becomes a fine powder, and just like that, you will magically have powdered sugar. Those are your life hacks for this week. Kristen, back to you.
All great life hacks. Thanks, Andrea. Now to a really touching story. 3-year-old Sadie Ruttenberg is thriving thanks to a life-saving heart valve she received as an infant. Sadie was born with a heart defect that left a big hole in the center. So in 2015, she underwent an experimental surgery. Doctors implanted a 1/2-inch heart valve, the smallest ever in the world. In fact, it wasn't even FDA approved yet. But her parents, Leor and Wendy, were willing to do anything they could to save their daughter's life. Sadie defied the odds, and the the valve was a success. Sadie's dad, Leor, says she can't get enough of life. She's never shown any signs or ill effects from this. She's just the cutest and the happiest. And as of this March, the tiny valve is now officially FDA approved for babies. According to a recent study, letting your hair dry naturally might actually cause more damage than blow drying. Because hair is weakest when wet, it's left vulnerable to breakage and frizz the longer it's exposed to water. Which is why we've got today's top 30 deal, the Barbar Italy 3800 Ionic Blow Dryer. Cut drying time in half with 2,000 watts of unprecedented power. And the built-in ionic charger gives hair volume while protecting it from heat damage, allowing you to take the frizz out and put the shine in. Other features include multiple heat and speed settings, a cool shot release button, and a 9-foot industrial cord for easy maneuvering. The Barbar Italy 3800 Ionic Blow Dryer retails for as much as $150. But today you can buy it for just $69. That's about a 54% discount. And you can get this right now at top30deals.com while they last. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Elizabeth Stanton from Popstar Magazine tells us what's hot on the music scene. Elizabeth, I hear you're taking us to the desert.
That's right, Kristen. We have so much going on over here at Popstar, but the big event everyone is talking about is Coachella. The Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival kicks off with some serious headlining acts, including The Weeknd, Beyonce, and Eminem. And you never know who you'll see as a special guest. This annual festival, held at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California, is very famous. Besides catching live music from a wide variety of genres, you can experience great food, sculptures, art installations, and fantastic parties. Coachella has been rocking Southern California since 1999, when performers like Beck and Tool took the stage. It's a huge draw for celebrities too. I've heard a rumor that Leonardo DiCaprio and Katy Perry might be there. Grab your flower crown and your sunglasses. It's going to be a weekend to remember. But don't forget, the festival is still going strong next weekend too. Back to you, Kristen.
Well, Coachella definitely sounds like a ton of fun. Thanks, Elizabeth. Now, taking a look back, it's been 5 years since a pair of bombs exploded at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. Hundreds were injured, 3 people were killed, and 17 people lost limbs. Doctors say treating those survivors has led to promising developments in the field of prosthetics. Hundreds of thousands of dollars were donated to research. Civilian and military surgeons began sharing information. Many new prosthetics used by survivors fit better and have sensors and processors that allow for more natural movement. That helps many amputees live life closer to the way they used to before the attack. Rebecca Gregory lost her left leg. She's able to go rock climbing. Karen Rand McWaters also lost a leg, but now she's able to participate in 10Ks. One survivor tells the Associated Press, "If I didn't have my prosthetic leg, I'd probably be overweight, have heart disease, be closer to diabetes, and be more depressed." In the future, doctors hope to develop technology that will let patients move artificial limbs with signals from their brain and even detect touch. Well, here's some good news on the job front. Canada's job market has been booming, with unemployment sitting at a record low of 5.8%. And according to new data from the Bank of Montreal, the best city in Canada to find a job in right now is Moncton, New Brunswick. With a population of just 77,000, the tiny town skyrocketed to #1 after placing 33rd last year, when they saw a 10% spike in jobs. Another town in New Brunswick that made the list was St. John, but unfortunately, it was last, ranked as the worst performing job market in the country. The full list of the top 10 can be seen here, with British Columbia dominating the top 5. So whether you live in one of the best or the worst cities right now, the good news is that Canada added 335,000 full-time jobs over the last year. Get out the butterbeer. Celebrations are starting early for the 20th anniversary of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. Scholastic, the series' American publisher, introduced U.S. readers to the first book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, back on September 1st, 1998. And to honor the best-selling series, Scholastic has a new treat for Potterheads, a 20th anniversary paperback edition designed by award-winning artist Brian Selznick. The black and white covers were just unveiled, and while each are stunning enough photographs to stand on their own, they could also be combined to create a single image depicting Harry's entire journey. In the press release, Selznick said, "It took dozens and dozens of sketches to get it right, and I am thrilled to share my great love for the books with these new illustrations." Well, all the time it took was worth it because those drawings are incredible. The 20th anniversary editions will hit bookshelves on June 26th. Well, that's it for today's Top 30. Thank you for watching. Here's what's coming up on our next episode. If you're going on a cruise this year, you might be getting a bigger bill. We'll tell you why. And homelessness has kept these Girl Scouts from being able to sell cookies for their troop until now. Top 30 also covers more of the day's stories live on Facebook every day at 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern. We'll see you next time here on Top 30.